Hello everyone, welcome to Believers Science Academy, Bengaluru. Mysuru Dasara, Estondu Sundara, Nodalu Katura. This has been the slogan from the childhood. The excitement that Mysuru Dasara brings is unimaginable. Everyone is always waiting on their toes to see the colorfully lit Mysuru and Mysuru Palace. But this year, the Mysuru Dasara celebrations is marred by controversy even before the celebration began. So, in today's video, we'll discuss what are the controversies and why the controversy is there and what is actually Dasara. Is it a religious festival or is it a secular festival or is it a cultural festival? ಡಿ.ಕೆ. ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ದಸರಾ ಒಂದು ಸಾಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಕ ಹಬ್ಬ. ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ದಸರಾ ಒಂದು ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಹಬ್ಬ, ಧರ್ಮಾತೀತ ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಂತ. ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ದಸರಾ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದೂ ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಂತ. So Dasara actually ಏನಾಗಿದ್ರೆ? Okay, we'll discuss all those aspects along with the historical significance of Dasara. Why Mysuru Dasara is so famous? Mysuru Dasara ಹಬ್ಬದ ಹಿಂದಿರುವಂತ ವೈಶಿಷ್ಟ್ಯತೆ ಏನು ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. Okay, so we'll discuss about Mysuru Dasara, first history and then controversy and then the significance of Mysuru Dasara. We'll come to conclusion what is actually Dasara and what should be the way forward in these kind of festivals. So, Mysuru Dasara is also known as State Festival of Karnataka. Mysuru Dasara ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಡ ಹಬ್ಬ ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯುತ್ತೇವೆ. It is a major cultural religious event celebrated annually in the city of Mysuru. With deep historical roots, the festival has evolved a grand spectacle that draws thousands of visitors every year. So, this is an image of Mysuru Dasara position in the 19th century during the period of Mysuru Wadayars. So, Mysuru Dasara avara history ಏನು significance ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ the origin of Mysuru Dasara dates back to the Vijayanagara Empire in the 14th and 15th century where it was originally celebrated as Mahanavami. The festival commemorates the victory of Goddess Chamundeshwari over demon Mahishasura. ಚಾಮುಂಡೇಶ್ವರಿ ತಾಯಿ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರ ರಾಕ್ಷಸನ ಮೇಲೆ ಗೆದ್ದಿರುವಂತ ನೆನಪಿಗಾಗಿ ಮೈಸೂರು ದಸರಾವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಇಟ್ ಸಿಂಬಲೈಸಸ್ ದ ಟ್ರಯಂಫ್ ಆಫ್ ಗುಡ್ ಓವರ್ ಎವಿಲ್, ಸಿಂಬಲೈಸಸ್ ಟ್ರಯಂಫ್ ಆಫ್ ಧರ್ಮ ಓವರ್ ಎವಿಲ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಲೀವ್ಡ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನೇಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಮೈಸೂರು. ಮೈಸೂರು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಹೆಸರು ಕೂಡ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರನಿಂದ ಡಿರೈವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದ ರೇನ್ ಆಫ್ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಡೈನಾಸ್ಟಿ, the festival gained prominence with the royal family actively presiding over celebrations. ಮೊದಲು ಕೇವಲ ಹಬ್ಬವಾಗಿ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಂಥ ಮೈಸೂರು ದಸರಾವನ್ನು ಸಾಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಶ್ರೇಯಸ್ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ದ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಟು ಮೈಸೂರು ದಸರಾ ಈಸ್ ಜಂಬೂ ಸವಾರಿ. In this Jamboo Savari, it is a grand procession where the idol of Goddess Chamundeshwari is carried on top of decorated elephants through Mysuru states. Okay, so ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವರ್ಷದ ಮೈಸೂರು ದಸರಾದ ಜಂಬೂ ಸವಾರಿ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಆನೆಯ ಹೆಸರು ಏನು ಅದನ್ನ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆಯಿರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಆ ಫೆಸ್ಟಿವಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಯಾವ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ 10 days ಲಾಂಗ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟಿವಲ್ beginning with Navaratri and concluding with Vijayadashami. On these 10 days, various cultural festivals are occurring throughout these 10 days. Cultural events, the Mysuru Dasara festival includes classical dance performances, folk dances, folk music, exhibitions and spectacular torch parade and also sports. Dasara sports is one of the major attraction in Karnataka. Then Mysuru Palace illumination. Major attraction of Dasara is the Mysuru Palace and the lighting itself. Thousands of lights adorn the palace, creating a visual treat for visitors and the locals alike. Okay, this is the significance of Mysuru Dasara. But who has the authority to decide chief guest? ಇದು ಯಾಕೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಕಾಂಟ್ರವರ್ಸಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಚೀಫ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಸರಾ ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಫಾಲೋಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಕಾಲ್. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಕಾಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಅದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ in 2025 the Karnataka government led by Chief Minister Siddaramaiah authorized Chief Minister to decide the chief guest. Chief Minister led by government of Karnataka authorized whom? Chief Minister himself. So This decision is overseen by Dasara High Power Committee responsible for organizing and managing festival. So chief minister ಅವರು ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ನ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ do you think the high power committee is going to vote on the decision? ಇಲ್ಲ ತಾನೆ. So finally the authority of deciding the chief guest of Dasara festival lies with chief minister of Karnataka. In present scenario it is the Siddaramaiah. So what is the controversy in this year? The 2025 Dasara celebration ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚೀಫ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಅವರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is Booker Prize winner Banu Mushtaq. Banu Mushtaq, this is Banu Mushtaq. She has been declared as the chief guest of Dasara festivals of 2025. Critics ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ including BJP and Hindu organizations alleged that she had made statements disrespectful to Hindu traditions. They argued that chief guest should honor and respect idol worship and the local deity Goddess Chamundeshwari. Supporters, including Chief Minister, defended her inclusion, highlighting her literary contributions and emphasizing that the festival should celebrate individuals who have made significant contributions to the Karnataka society and culture. Okay, so we'll discuss more about this controversy. Who is this Banu Mushtaq? What is her role in this particular Dasara celebrations? Why is it so difficult or why is it so controversial? So, Banu Mushtaq is selected to inaugurate Mysuru Dasara. She is a Booker Prize winner literary personality or Kannada author from Hassan. She won International Booker Prize in 2025 for her book Heart Lamp. She was selected to inaugurate Dasara this year. So, when she is selected as a chief guest, what is her role? What she will do? Traditionally, the inauguration involves puja to goddess. Important point I am stressing here. The role of chief guest includes puja to Goddess Chamundeshwari at Chamund Hills. Banu is expected to participate in that ceremony. So she is expected to inaugurate this puja to Goddess Chamundeshwari. Why it is so contentious? First and foremost, Banu Mushtaq is not from the Hindu religious. Is not from Hindu religion. She belongs to Muslim or she belongs to Islam religion. Okay, this is the chief controversy here. And BJP leaders have also raised objections stating that it is inappropriate for a Muslim to perform religious rituals tied to a Hindu festival. And this is where the controversy intensifies. They allege that this is a Hindu festival and it should be left to Hindus to celebrate these rituals. It goes against the religious belief or the religious doctrine. Some demand clarity on whether she believes in worshipping the goddess or not. You might ask why they are asking her if she worships or not. Because there is a background to this as well. What is this? Okay, so what is this? That Banu Mushtaq made a controversial statement few years back. She said that Kannadambe, okay, Kannadambe is the goddess of Karnataka. We celebrate Kannadambe on goddess as a goddess of Karnataka, especially on November 1 when it is the Karnataka Rajyotsava. During such event, she made a controversial statement. She said that state or the nation should not be compared with any gods or goddesses, because what it does is it gives a religious touch to nation. She says that the nation should be secular and the worship of state should be secular and it should not be converted into any sort of gods or goddesses and it should not be converted into an idol. ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಐಡಲ್ ಆಗಿ ವರ್ಷಿಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಯು ಆರ್ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಬಿಲೀವ್ ಇನ್ ಐಡಲ್ ವರ್ಷಿಪ್. So she made a controversial statement. Now Chamundeshwari, is she an idol in this aspect? Yes. So is she going to perform idol worship? Yes. Then what changed? When she said Karnataka or Kannadambe should not be worshipped as an idol, why is she so eager to worship Chamundeshwari and why is she so eager to inaugurate the cultural festival? That is the question from BJP or other Hindu supporters. Okay, next is secular versus religious festival debate. Despite this debate, the government of Karnataka said that the chief minister said that the Siddaramaiah and others argue that Hindu religious event but a Nada Habba. Dasara is not a Hindu religious event, it is a Nada Habba. That is, it is a state cultural festival. It is open to people of all religions. They emphasize on her literary achievement as the reason for the invitation. So this is adding fuel to fire. Okay, then oppositions view that BJP and other Hindu figures maintain that Dasara is fundamentally a Hindu religious festival. It is devoted to Goddess Chamundeshwari. Thus, they believe that the ritual inauguration should be done by Hindus and it should be someone who has a faith in Hindus or belief in Hinduism. Okay, next, historical precedents and the counter claims. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೌಂಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ the government has cited historical examples that Muslim figures and poets being involved in Dasara functions dating back to the time of Tipu Sultan and Hyder Ali. They said that the Hyder Ali and under Tipu Sultan, the cultural festival of Dasara was still celebrated, and even the poet K.S. Nisar Ahmad, who was a great poet of Karnataka, was given as a who was also included as a person who was inaugurating festivals. So if that can be followed previously, why is the issue now? And he shows this as a proof of outstanding inclusivity in Dasara festivals. Mushtaq has responded by affirming a respect for the festival and her deity Chamundeshwari. She said or clarified her past comments about worshipping the Kannada language as a goddess and said that they were about inclusion of minority and not rejection of Hindu traditions. As I explained you already, she now clarifies that I only talked about exclusion of Muslim minorities from the Kannada language. If you are going to consider Kannada language as a goddess, it has nothing to do with Hindu-later traditions. Next, political fallout and social media backlash. Obviously, whenever a Hindu tradition or any festival becomes a talk of a religious or cultural thing, it is bound to become a controversy. So, the charges and counter charges. That is, BJP alleges that Congress government is overlooking Hindu sentiments, and the Congress replies that BJP is communalizing a cultural event. Obviously, it is what you can say party politics here. Party politics. BJP is trying to paint or portray Congress as anti-Hindu, and Congress is trying to paint BJP as communalizing party. Both can be true, both can be wrong. Then, legal cases. That is, following communal social media posts criticizing the invite, 2 people were booked under the laws for incitement and hate speech. So here also there is an issue. What is the distinction that can be made between freedom of speech and expression? Speech and expression guaranteed under Article 19 and speech between hate speech. Criticizing the government, is it really a hate speech or is it just exercising of freedom of speech and expression? Then there is another stakeholder, that is the chief stakeholders in Dasara festival is tourists and the stakeholder concerned. The local hotel associations and the tourism groups have warned that such controversies could harm Mysuru's image and reduce tourism interest. So they have their own issues. ಊರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಚಿಂತೆ ಆದರೆ ಊಟಾಟರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಚಿಂತೆ ಅಂತೆ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇರೋದು ಕೇಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. Okay, people are arguing whether it is cultural or religious or secular festival, but tourists but hoteliers and others, all of Mysuru localites, they are worried about their profit. They are worried about the reputation of Mysuru itself. So this is the controversy. Now let us see whether Dasara is actually a religious or Hindu religious festival, or is it a cultural festival, or is it a secular festival. Okay, I will first tell you the characteristics of religious, cultural and secular. You decide whether Dasara is religious, cultural or secular. It is left to your own interpretation. So first, Dasara as Hindu festival. What is the definition of a Hindu festival or dharmika habba andre enu? A religious festival rooted in mythology and worship. A religious festival rooted in mythology and worship. The core elements include a religious festival is worship of goddess, celebration of a victory of good over evil, Navaratri rituals, fasting, homas, pujas performed in the homes. So ದಸರಾ ಹಬ್ಬದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿರುವಂಥ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಕಂಡು ಬರುತ್ತಾ? ಎಸ್, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟಿವಲ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರೂಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಮೈಥಾಲಜಿ? ಹಿಂದೂ ಮೈಥಾಲಜಿ ಅಂಡ್ ವರ್ಷಿಪ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟ್? ಗಾಡೆಸ್ ದುರ್ಗಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಚಾಮುಂಡೇಶ್ವರಿ, celebrated as Lord Rama's victory over Ravana in North India. Navaratri rituals, fasting, homas, etc. Are these all Hindu rituals? Yes. So according to the characteristics, Dasara is for sure a religious observations. and rituals reflect Hindu customs and belief. So Dasara is obviously Hindu religious festival or Hindu festival here. Other examples of Hindu festivals include Ayudha Puja, Bombay Golu, Ravana Dahan, Chamundi Hill Puja in Mysore, etc. etc. So it is proven or clear that Dasara is actually indeed a religious festival. Religious festival. Dharmika Habba. Characteristics of Dharmika Habba are all seen in our Dasara Habba. Next, second question. DK Shivakumar says that it is a cultural festival. It is Sanskritika Habba. Dasara ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಸಾಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಕ ಹಬ್ಬ. ಸೊ ಸಾಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಕ ಹಬ್ಬದ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸಾಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಕ ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡೋಣ is Dasara really ಸಾಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಕ ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಂತ. A celebration of regional art, music, dance, literature and traditions connected to the spirit of state but going beyond religious rituals. Features include Nada Habba. It includes cultural folk dances, Yuva Dasara, youth concerts, wrestling tournaments, food festivals, floral displays, torch parade and Jamboo Savari. ಸೊ ದಸರಾ ಹಬ್ಬದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಡು ಬರುತ್ತಾ? ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ದಸರಾ ಹಬ್ಬದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಸರಾ ಈಸ್ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಆರ್ಟ್, ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್, ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್, ಲಿಟರೇಚರ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ. ಈ ಹಬ್ಬದಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಸಿ ನಾಡ ಹಬ್ಬ, ಫೆಸ್ಟಿವಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್, ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಕಲ್ ಫೋಕ್ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಯೂತ್ ಕಾನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ಮಾಡರ್ನಿಟಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ರಘು ದೀಕ್ಷಿತ್ ಮತ್ತೆ AR ರೆಹಮಾನ್, ಮಾಡರ್ನ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನಲ್ ಆರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫೋಕ್ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಸರಾ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ is also a cultural festival. So it is also a Sanskratika Habba. So DK Shivakumar is also not wrong here. The inclusive appeal of Dasara Habba is that it is for everyone, Hindus, non-Hindus, locals, tourists, all those who love the culture of Karnataka, culture of Mysuru Dasara. Third, is it a secular festival? That is it a Dharmatita Habba? Chief Minister Siddaramaiah said that Dasara is a secular festival. So we'll discuss whether it is secular festival or not. Definition. A secular festival is a state-sponsored public event that celebrates heritage and community without focusing solely on the religion. So, Karnataka government calls Dasara as secular and cultural festival, emphasizes an inclusion of minority, women, writers, achievers of the official roles. Public funds is used here, needs to be inclusive and argue supporters. So, is Dasara sponsored by the state? Yes. So does it make Dasara secular? Yes. So even the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah is also not wrong here. So, but critics concerns, what is the critics concern? They say that calling it secular dilutes its religious meaning. Rituals must stay religious and not political or symbolic. So finally conclusion what is Dasara really? So Dasara is amalgamation of Hindu, cultural and secular festival. That is, historically it is a Hindu festival. Its origins, mythology and rituals are all Hindu. It has evolved into major cultural celebrations, especially in Karnataka's Mysuru. Mysuru Dasara in particular blends royal tradition, public spectacle and folk art. And in the modern state context, it is treated partly as a secular event as well, because it is funded by taxpayers of Karnataka, promoted internationally as a tourism and heritage brand. So, in conclusion, Dasara is Hindu, cultural, as well as a secular festival. So you might ask, sir, video ಮಾಡಿದ ಯೂಸ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಸೊ ಫೈನಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು? ಓಕೆ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಎ ವೇ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್. Okay, I will try to say what should be the way forward in these kind of religious festivals or culture, not religious, cultural, secular festivals. So what should be the way forward? In the way forward, the government should be wary of respecting religious core. That is, acknowledge Dasara is rooted in Hindu tradition, especially the Chamundeshwari worship. That is core to Dasara festival. Without the worship of Chamundeshwari, it is not considered as Dasara festival itself. The rituals should be led by those who share faith and understand the spiritual meaning of these rituals. So any person who is going to inaugurate should also have faith in Hindu religion, should also have faith in Hindu goddess Chamundeshwari. So now it is left to you. Does Banu Mushtaq share these views or not? Next, this is not exclusionary, it's about authenticity and respect for belief systems. So example here you can do is keep Chamundi Hill Puja purely religious and it should be led by temple priests and devotees. Next, separate ritual from public celebration. The religious component and the cultural state celebration should be clearly distinguished. That is, religious should be led by believers, Hindus, priests, cultural open to all the achievers, regardless of religion. In this case, Banu Mustaq. Okay, let her do or let her inaugurate the cultural aspects of this celebration. But let someone else from the Hindu religion, let someone else from who shares the common faith of Dasara spirit, common faith of Chamundeshwari, celebrate the religious aspect. Okay, and then inclusive representation in cultural events. That is, Mysuru Dasara is also called as Nadhabba, People's Festival. So it is important to reflect Karnataka's social and cultural diversity. Here, it is necessary for us to include writers, artists, sportsperson, and achievers from all the communities: Hindu, Muslim, Dalit, Christians, tribals, etc. in Yuva Dasara, cultural parades, and literary meets. Without a doubt, this is being done by from the past itself, from the ages. Okay, from the ages. But the controversy was around Banu Mustaq, who is a Muslim who doesn't believe in idol worship, being the chief guest here. So now let her celebrate or let her inaugurate the cultural festival. But when it comes to religious aspect, let someone else from same faith do those things. Then there should be transparent communication from the government as well. The government should be wary of these kind of decisions. Government should clearly explain the role of each event and guest. Who is inaugurating what? Is it religious or is it cultural? Why was someone invited? Give the justifications here. Give the justification. The questions being asked by the opposition is also valid. Why didn't you find anyone from Hindu community who is actually capable, equally capable of Banu Mustaq? Explain what are the uh, reasoning behind your decision of considering Banu Mustaq as the chief guest here. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ನ ನೀವು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಗ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಂತ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಥವಾ ನಾಡ ಹಬ್ಬ ಕಾಂಟ್ರವರ್ಸಿಗೆ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ there is less controversy, then festival will be celebrated properly. So ambiguity creates a space for political mischief and media distortion. So again, there is a role to be played by both the government as well as opposition as well. So government should not use these festivals for their vote bank. For the vote bank, and opposition should not use this festival to communalize and use it for their own vote bank as well. Okay, so they should come together, come to consensus, and then only move forward with respect to these kind of festivals, because Dasara is not just a festival, it is an identity of Karnataka itself. So what will be the implications of this controversy? I already explained, just two lines about it. That is, the tourism stakeholders want that the controversy could affect Mysuru's reputation and potentially deter visitors. Organizations like Federation of Organizations and Associations of Mysuru and Hotels Owners Association stress the importance of resolving the issue swiftly to protect city's cultural heritage and tourism industry. We should protect the cultural heritage as well as tourism industry, because the Mysuru is basically a tourist hub because of its vibrant cultural heritage, because of its vibrant historical heritage, because of its vibrant biodiversity heritage. So it should be kept intact. Then, in conclusion, while the controversy over the chief guest highlights the intersection of culture, religion, and politics, it also underscores the need for dialogue and misunderstanding. The festival continues to serve as a platform for unity, cultural pride, and community engagement. Preserving its timeless legacy for future generation is a must. Okay, so as I told you, ಮೈಸೂರು ದಸರಾ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸುಂದರ, ನೋಡಲು ಕಾತುರ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಕಾಂಟ್ರವರ್ಸಿನ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಮೋರ್ ಆನ್ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಸರಾ. ಫೋಕಸ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಮೋರ್ ಆನ್ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ದಸರಾ ಇನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರೂನೆಸ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ಆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ದಸರಾ ಕಾಂಟ್ರವರ್ಸಿ. ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಎನಿ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ or if you have any questions, if you have any counter arguments against my arguments, write in the comment box. We have freedom of speech and expression. India is basically democratic government, a democracy. So you have all the right to express your opinions. Write down in the comment box. So idanna ಹೇಳ್ತಾ I will end the video with this. I will end the video. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka, and happy Dasara.